Welcome to the Sid with Show. I'm Shubham with my co-host Siddharth, and we are back with the upcoming weekend Premier League predictions. And we start with the first match of the weekend, which is Manchester United versus Everton at the Old Trafford. And Siddharth has predicted it to be United's win, which I found it very weird because we are taking his team's place in the Champions League. Uh, so, what do you think, Siddharth?
It's a no-brainer. Everton is not playing at all well in this EPL season, and Manchester is high-flying. And under the new manager, Ten Hag, they are performing very well. It's a no-brainer to that Manchester United win, and it's their home turf. They'll win easily.
Yeah, I agree with you. Manchester United are they have made Old Trafford their fortress. They have not lost a match since the last 20 games. And they have conceded the least number of goals in any team in the Premier League. 8 goals only conceded in Old Trafford. So that is like a no-brainer. You're right. And so we move on to the next match, which is
Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. Okay. So we both have predicted that Aston Villa will win this match. I have predicted that they will win by 2-0, and you have said that they will win by a very margin of 1 goal. That is 2-1.
Yeah.
We both agree that Aston Villa will win. The recent form that they are in is very interesting to see. They haven't lost. They have won their last 2 matches. The last 2 EPL matches. They have beaten Chelsea, the most spender. I have been ranting about them for last 2 videos that how can they lose after spending so much, but I won't do this video. I'll try not to do that somehow.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah. So Unai Emery's side are like a team revolutionized. Like last year Newcastle, but they had new takeover. But this season, even without any takeover, any financial help, like Aston Villa are doing so well since Unai Emery came in, and you might be surprised, they are the most informed team after Arsenal and Man City.
I totally agree with you.
Since the 13 match, they have got one of the most points after Arsenal and Man City. So they are a team transformed with high spirits, and they're going to do it.
Unai Emery manages players very well, and his tactics are very good. You can see it in Villarreal. They won several matches there.
Villarreal, yeah. They defeated us in the Europa League.
They are the champions of the Europa League.
It was painful.
So we'll move on to the next match, that is Brentford versus Newcastle in Brentford. What do you think? How will this match go?
Yeah, so I think it will be high tension match, and there will be high energy whole across the match. Both the teams will go for it. Newcastle, as you know, they are in great form. They battered West Ham, trampled them with a 5-win win
5-1
at their own home stadium. That's like an insult. They shouldn't be able to go home. West Ham players were so awful. They picked them apart and played them out of the park. And also, you have to credit the Newcastle's quality in attack. They were brilliant, and thanks to Fabianski, they got 2 bonus goals. And Brentford also, I think they always are their dangerous side or away or home. But home, I think, Newcastle are such a good team right now. I think it will be tough to goal. It is tough to goal. I found it difficult to predict, so I've given with 2-2 score. And you are going with a win for the Newcastle. You think they can overcome Brentford?
See, the recent form of Newcastle is very good. They have beaten Manchester United, then they went on to beat West Ham.
Yeah.
Both the teams were, although West Ham is not playing well. See, this is English Premier League. Last season, West Ham was in the top. They were contending for European participation.
Yeah.
This year, they are fighting for relegation. So, English Premier League is really tough, tougher than all the other leagues in the Europe. Whereas Brentford, I have predicted that Brentford would lose because in the recent two games, Newcastle has outperformed every team they have in the English Premier League. Though Brentford is very tough to beat, but somehow, let's see. Let's
Yeah.
hope my prediction comes true.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next match. The next match is at Fulham. That is Fulham versus West Ham United. Fulham doesn't have their main striker. He has got 8-match ban,
Yeah.
Mitrovic. That's why I predicted that they will lose because most of the goal that Fulham was getting was through Mitrovic. And to replace that uh, Mitrovic cadre of forward, it's very difficult for Fulham.
Yeah.
Whereas West Ham United, although they are not performing well, they have that potential to beat any team in the English Premier League. What do you think?
Yeah, but the potential is one thing and the form is another. So
Yeah.
the form is so poor. Like
Yep.
last year, United had such a good potential, but they like
Mm.
drowned everything and they got drowned themselves in their bad form, which is happening with West Ham this season. They have a better squad than last season, but
Yeah,
they have the same manager, same squad, and but I
but they
can't
are not playing well.
understand like what's happening with them. And but I still think they can get a goal. They have two good strikers, and
Yeah,
Fulham also. I think even though Mitrovic is gone, Marco Silva must be having some plans for the matches. He's not going to like we are going to lose every match or we are going to draw every match. He will be coming up with some tactical inputs and tactical intelligence to overcome his absence, Mitrovic's absence. And they have Vinicius, their striker, as their second striker. So I think they can stop West Ham and like, get a point and keep going their form.
so it would be very interesting to see this match because both the team are, although Fulham is flying high in the table, um
Hmm.
it's
You know,
difficult to see them without their main forward.
yeah, it's difficult, but I don't agree. Like you said, interesting because it is not interesting. Both teams are suffering, man. They're badly suffering. So
Yeah,
I don't think like it will be that interesting as the rest of the other matches. But they have to fight for West Ham have more to fight for themselves.
what do you think? Will Fulham's performance would be impacted with the 8-match ban that Mitrovic has got?
It has
Like eight
started
matches
impacting them.
huge. Yeah,
It has already started impacting them. Like they had like a form of attack, like they has
yeah.
to like build their
They had a
teams.
focal point in the attack.
Focal point was
With
Mitrovic, and the man who was providing them was Andres Pereira. Constantly, he
mm,
was supplying him with balls, but now he has no one to supply. He has Vinicius, but he's not that prolific. But let's see what happens.
let's hope. Let's see what's
Yeah,
there in the match.
what there to
For the
come.
next match, we have Wolves versus Chelsea.
Wolves.
Chelsea with the new manager Frank Lampard back to the regime as an interim manager for till the end of the season. Last time when Lampard was coach for Chelsea, Chelsea was had a prolific attacking, but there was a big gap at the back, and they were losing. They were allowing a lot of goal. Let's hope that this season he has some plan for us. At least if we do not qualify for the Champions League, let's hope that we qualify for the Europa League because seeing the form that Chelsea is in, even watching the last match between Chelsea versus Liverpool, which was very amazing to watch, although Chelsea was
Oh
playing
man,
very good football, uh, but they had a XG of 2 goals, as compared to Liverpool,
2.5.
which has this 0.38 as a XG.
Yeah, so
But it's yeah, go ahead.
uh I can't understand like what goes inside Ted Bowley's mind. Like it is so difficult to like read that man. He's like Bruno Celtos got his team like performed so well, even though he didn't get the result, but the team performed at their strength, at their height. And it was looking like a UCL match. Like if you saw Chelsea in that match versus Liverpool, they played at the limit. They played
Yeah,
at strength, and they were giving balls. Runners were going for every ball, and they were going direct. and that match was so entertaining from Chelsea's point of view. And I can't
The
understand
only
why he
thing,
couldn't give Bruno some chance to like replicate their form, and maybe he could get the team going. And I am not a Chelsea fan, but still I get frustrated, man. It's like, what kind of man owner is that?
I read,
I understand.
I read a few blogs which stated that Bruno is very close to Graham Potter, and he was pushing for leaving Chelsea. So
Okay.
that's why I think he has appointed Frank Lampard for
Frankie.
interim manager. And also, there was a news by Fabrizio Romano that Chelsea wants to build a long-term project. They had
Yeah.
a long-term project with thought with Graham Potter, but somehow Graham Potter didn't, deliver on his promise
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
winning and keeping Chelsea in the top four
Yeah.
contender.
On that note,
That's why he was sacked.
yeah, yeah. I agree with like his sacking was deserved. I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that. But like Ten Hag said, the reporters asked Ten Hag like, what do you think about Potter's sacking? And he said like, it's okay. Like if you have a long term view, you can keep your team developing, but you need to have the balance of results and progress and
Yeah. Agree.
philosophy of how your teams are playing. If your results go that bad, then it would be like very difficult for the owners, and in the current regime, in the current scenario that we are living, it's
Mm.
very difficult to like keep backing the manager if you are badly performing on the field. So uh, it happened, and let's see what happens in the future. It's Frankie,
La-
the legend
Last
of
time in
Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah, the legend, the myth.
Yeah,
So we both predicted. You predicted that there would be a draw between Wolves and Chelsea. I predicted that Chelsea would win.
very
I'm
good,
very
very
hopeful
optimistic,
that Chelsea will win.
very optimistic.
At least they will get some form before the Champions League match against Champions League winner, last year winner,
And
Real
you said
Madrid.
like, if you are not able to qualify for the Champions League, like how can you even bring that statement in your mind? If you are not, even if you are not able, like there is no chance, forget about it.
Yeah, I was thinking
Forget
for the
about it. There is no
perfect try.
chance Chelsea are qualifying for the Champions League. Like if you have hope, keep hope for Conference or Europa League. There is no chance. There are 14 points of Man United
See,
on who are on same points with Newcastle. 14 points. You need the other team to draw 15 points, and you need to win
drop
all five of
15
yours.
points. Yeah.
That is like
See,
insane. You
being
need to.
hopeful is what Chelsea supporters are there for
It's
last
good to be
two to
hopeful,
three
but
years.
it's good to be
But
hopeful, but you
we
have to be
cannot
realistic at the same time.
being realistic. Yeah, we can say that.
Okay.
Let's move on to next match
Okay.
before we start
Yeah, yeah.
going on one another.
Let's move on. Let's move.
So the next match is in the Spurs stadium. That is Tottenham Spurs versus Brighton Albion. You have predicted that they will win in 2-1. Brighton would win 2-1.
Better
I
look.
predicted that it would be a draw between Tottenham and Brighton. Why? What do you think? How will be this match go? Although Tottenham have a lot of firepower in Sony and Kane, how
Okay.
will they perform?
I can't stop myself from laughing. You have predicted nil-nil. Like both the teams can score at will, and you still have predicted nil-nil. And it's so amusing to see that. But it's okay. Your prediction. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
But like another clown of a club in London right now. Like what
yeah.
things are happening there? Your head coach goes out of the club without saying anything. Your CEO says like with never didn't even mention Conte's name and after he left.
It is the
He
post.
only
Yeah,
said, yeah, he only said, let's move on to the next phase of the league. 10 games left. We need to qualify. And his assistant, who came with Conte, like it's amazing. He came with Conte and he didn't leave with Conte. He was his assistant,
it's
and he was supposed to come with Conte and he had to leave. He was supposed to leave, but he didn't leave. He's staying with the same Conte's philosophy. Like you left, man has left, but his philosophies are still there. How can you expect an upturn of on? I don't realize what his thinking was beyond that move, behind that move. So I don't expect Tottenham. Brighton are a very good team, very good functional team.
yeah.
Attack is smooth, defense is smooth, and I think they can shock Tottenham at their home stadium.
Yeah, the tactics that the manager uses, the Brighton manager uses, is very great. He
Very
is
good.
playing
Very
a
good.
flawless football. With this, I can also say that the London has fallen. The two of the major club
Two major clubs.
of
Yeah.
London, two major club, Chelsea and Tottenham, are suffering. They have sacked their managers, respective managers, and they are not playing at all well. Like they are the top giants, the top six. We conclude they are included in that, but they are not playing like the top six. They are playing like more like a mid-table team. Let's move on to the next match. That would be Leicester City versus Bournemouth. There's also chaos in Leicester City. They have
Hmm.
sacked their manager, Brendan
Yeah.
Rodgers.
Too sad. Yeah.
We can see this turnaround in Leicester's fortune is very amazing. Like, how can a team who was contending for a Champions League spots for last 3 years
3 years.
has stopped has stopped at all playing like they know how to play football.
They have lost a spark.
They have lost the spark, man. They don't have players that they are not performing well. How many years could you be depending on Jamie Vardy to
Yeah.
provide you goals? You have to invest in some of the other forward. You cannot expect a 35-year man to score goal for you every time, day in day out. But still, I have proposed that they will lose 0 to 2 to Bournemouth. We have proposed that they will win 1-0. Why is you thinking that they will win?
Yeah, because like a new manager, like upbeat for team, like it helps the team sometimes. Like the new manager with his new
Okay.
ideas, it
So
can
you
help
are
the team.
gambling. So
Yeah,
you're gambling on the new manager.
I'm gambling on the sacking and the situation.
Oh,
So
it
that
would
is the
be.
thing.
Let's let's move on to the next match. That would be Southampton versus Manchester City. You have proposed that they will stop Manchester City at 1-1. In the form that the Manchester City is currently, the flawless football they are playing, the robotic football that we discussed in the last video, how can you predict that Southampton can stop them at 1-1?
That's a gamble. I took a gamble, and I know that's a big gamble, and you are going bonkers. Like, what is he thinking in his
I
mind?
I am going bonkers. They'll beat 0-7. They have beaten
Yeah,
Leipzig. That is such a good team of
yeah.
Bundesliga to 7-0, and in Champions League they can easily beat Southampton. Southampton have a history of getting beaten like 9-0. So
Yeah.
it's easily I can see easily that they will be beaten 7-0.
I know what you're thinking, what your vision is, but I'm taking a gamble because like I have seen Southampton stop Manchester City several times for the past 3 or 4 seasons, and they if they sit back, like I have seen they will if they sit back and they decide like let's stop Man City, like Nottingham Forest they did, and if they do and like it will be great. They can make Man City drop point and it will make the league more interesting. Title race
Yeah,
be open.
yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree. If this is a draw, the title race would be very interesting. With
Yeah.
Arsenal having tough matches in the future, they will have a breathing space in that. Let's move on to the next match. That would be Leeds United versus Crystal Palace. So this tie-up is very interesting. Like Leeds and Crystal Palace are very unpredictable team. Very unpredictable. The style of play is very. So the next match is Leeds versus Crystal Palace. Both the team are very unpredictable. They can beat any team in the English Premier League, and they can be beaten by any team in the English Premier League.
Yeah.
So we both have predicted that Leicester. I'm saying Leeds would win this game. This game is on uh, Leeds' home ground. So why do you think that Leeds will score 2-1? Why are you supporting Leeds? This.
Because they don't score many, and like
Yeah,
it would be like they would be happy if they just get the 3 points. I think they are a pragmatic side, and they would
yeah,
be like they won't be like going let's score 3 4 goals. They would
yeah.
like shut the door after scoring, like if we get
Two
if
to
they're
one.
able to get 2-1 and even 2-0, and it would be a great 3 points for them. Maybe it will get them out of the relegation zone.
Yeah,
So
danger of the relegation zone. Yeah, it's very
why do
interesting to
you
see this
predict like
match.
it will be a high scoring game like 3-2?
High scoring game because both the team have a very good forward line. Jack Harrison in Leeds United, it's a very interesting player. His overlapping run with
Yeah,
Bamford is very interesting. Like
that is
both of them combined to score a lot of goals, and even the fullback like Elling is also playing a really good football in Leeds. Whereas Crystal Palace has Zaha, their ranks. Zaha is a very good footballer with a lot of talent, lot of potential. So he can also, and after sacking of Crystal Palace manager Vieira, they are playing a decent football, not scoring that much, but able to score a lot of goals. So let's move on to next match. That would be the last match of the this weekend, the power pack Liverpool versus Arsenal. What do you think? How will this match plan?
I think like Arsenal are going to surprise everyone. Everyone expects like Arsenal may drop point or even lose at Anfield. But I
Yeah,
think this is their season. If they have a chance of winning the league, it is this season.
yeah, this
Next season
season.
it may not like happen again, because all the other teams will get stronger. And
Yeah,
if they have to prove themselves at title challenges, you have to win at Anfield. Liverpool are down in bad form. They are down in
yeah.
uh, they can't get the attack going. Anfield is the like fortress, but still, I think if you're like going for the championship, you have to like get a result at a tough away side.
Arsenal for Arsenal, this is a do or die match because if they lose point here, they have a very difficult lineup again in the future. Also, they have to win every match because losing a single point will give Manchester City a breathing space, and they'll eat you up. They'll eat your EPL season. They have
Yeah,
been performing very well. They have been top of the table from starting. This year is Arsenal's season. Let's hope. Let's see what is there in the EPL this weekend predictions. Let's move on to this would be last prediction. Thank
yeah,
you
this is
for
the
watching.
last.
Thank you for watching the Sit With Show. We'll take rest and we'll be back with our with our reaction video in the next video. Thank you. Thank you for watching the Sit With Show.